What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about why do you search for your value in other people and other things. So let's go ahead and get into it. The question of the day: how do you find value in yourself instead of just finding value in other people and other things? I think that a lot of people, they don't even realize how much value they try to find in other people and where their value really comes from. Because most of the time, people don't have that type of self-value. When I say self-value, I more so mean like self-love, right? I more so mean like self-love, like having that type of love for yourself that no matter what other people try to do to shatter it, it doesn't shatter, right? It stays strong. You have a good foundation. And what most people don't recognize is that you actually try to find value in other people. And what does that look like, right? You try to find the value that you can provide to someone, rather being able to feel appreciated, being able to be noticed in the right way. And I think that's what kind of leads a lot of people to trying to get to know other people, trying to find that person that they can fill that void in. Because some people, they grow up in an environment where they don't feel valued. They're in a household where, their parents are always super strict and there's never a thank you. There's never a good job. There's never I see that you're working here, take a break. There's never any of that. It's more just like you're not doing enough, right? And whenever you feel like you're not doing enough, you start looking for who's going to feel like I am doing enough and where's my value really going to come from. So the more that you kind of sit around and you think about yourself, think about where is my value coming from, right? I can be adding to my value all I want with knowledge and education and the right circles. But like, if those weren't there, do I still feel like I'm valuable? Do I still feel like I'm enough, right? What I learned from experience is that you have to learn how to be able to provide enough confidence and enough self-worth in yourself to be able to build your self-love. And what is, doing that, it always takes more steps than it sounds like, because it can sound so simple. You just work on yourself, you talk to yourself every day, you give yourself affirmations. You really want to grow who you are as a person, right? But it's like, what do those things actually look like whenever you want to grow, especially as a man? It's not like every day, you get told you're doing a good job. I see you working hard. I see you working overtime. I see you're outside. You're going to the gym. I see you out here creating content. Like, as a guy, you don't really get that much confirmation that you're doing a good job, right? You're just told that you have to work harder, that you have to provide, and that you do other things. And that's kind of okay, because that is what we're here to do. But at the same time, whenever you hear you're doing a good job, it has so much meaning behind it, depending on who it's coming from. But it has a lot of more meaning behind it because we don't hear that often, right? And so you have to learn that what you're doing is enough. You have to find the value in yourself to know that you are enough. What you're working on, the person that you're becoming, is enough. Because the more that you're trying to search for that type of value in other people, you're going to only base your value off of the people you gave that value to, or that you gave that power to. Does that make sense? Like if I'm putting the value, or not the value, if I'm putting the power in my mom to always tell me, you're doing a good job, I'm so proud of you, but she doesn't say it too often anymore, then I feel like I start losing value. Why? Because I've put so much power into this person to tell me that I'm valuable. I don't really feel valuable until that person tells me that. And so what you have to learn is that you have to be that person for yourself. Being that person to be like, look, I see what you're doing that no one else sees that you're doing, but you have to keep pushing, right? What you're doing is enough. And yeah, you could be doing more, but like you could also be doing a lot less. What you could be doing is sitting around the house, doing nothing all day, right? But you're out here, you're working, you're trying to make something of yourself, you're trying to be someone, and you have to be able to give yourself those type of affirmations yourself. Not just oh, I'm pretty, oh, I'm beautiful, oh, I'm looking jacked today. Like, those affirmations are cool too if you have like a physical value barrier that you're trying to break, but it has to be deeper than just physical. right? Who are you as a person? Who are you trying to be? Who are you trying to build? What type of wife do you want to be? What type of husband do you want to be? Whenever you come to that stage of life, when you're like, look, I'm trying to build someone that is just bigger than just a person on this earth, you're going to end up finding a lot more power and trying to have that type of self-love in yourself. To the men out there that are working and that are trying to be someone, you're doing good, bro. It's not easy, man. Trying to be someone and then trying to be someone for other people is very difficult. It's very difficult, especially in this type of society, because no matter what you do, no matter what female you deal with, sometimes at the end of the day, you're still just not going to feel like you're enough for those people. And maybe that just means that you need to change those people out. You're going to find those people that are like sitting there and they want to be of value in your life, right? Quote unquote. But all they really do is just draining you. All they really do is just, I wouldn't say using, but they're starting to abuse the power and the access that they have to you. And most people, they know what I'm talking about, because you've come across at least one person that feel like, I shouldn't have given that much to them. I shouldn't have been this much of an access to them. I shouldn't have told them this much about myself, right? They've misused that power, right? And that kind of feels like you have to like guard who you are. But like, why guard who you are when the person that you are is meant to be poured into other people, to provide the value, right? To be able to help someone else out. What I've always said, and because y'all can't see it, but I've had my leg broken, right? And I have this big scar right here. The thing is that instead of people saying it's like a big scar, it's a big ugly mark on your body, I always call it a beauty mark. The reason I call it a beauty mark is because you can look at it, and to someone else, they're like, dang, you've been through a lot of pain, right? You've had your leg broken. But to me, it's like, yeah, I've had my leg broken, but look where I am. I'm walking, I'm running, I'm still able to work out. I'm still doing leg exercises. I'm still able to move around. And so for me, I see it as an opportunity to tell a story that I've come through something, right? I feel like I've gained value by me breaking my leg, ironically. And so when life happens and people interact with you and people want to come and tear you down and you don't let them, those become stories. Those become a part of your testimony that you can be able to be like, yeah, I've had this happen. I've had this story happen, but I've made it through. And yeah, it left a scar on me, like physically, it left a scar on me emotionally. It's left a scar on me, mentally. But if you change the word scar for beauty mark, it changes your mind, because then you start seeing it as something that has actually given you value and that has actually been able to give you like a backbone to your story, giving you more of a backbone to who you are, to say, yeah, I've been through this, or I'm going through this, but I've made it through and I've been through worse, right? And so when it comes to finding value, you really just have to take a look at yourself. Who's the person that you are? Let's start there. Who's the person that you've wanted to be? Who's the person that you've become? Who's the person that's been through things that no one else knows about? You know? And that could be through anything. Life is always gonna life people. And so everyone has a testimony. Everyone has a story that they could tell. Everyone has that type of moment where you're like, yeah, I remember when this happened, I didn't feel too good about that. But most of the time people end up being proud of it because they've made it through. So my challenge to you today is write down 5 things that make you feel like you're valuable to yourself, not to someone else, not to your parents, not to your coworkers, right? Something that makes you feel like you're valuable. What makes you feel like you have, what makes you feel like you have, what makes you have self-love? What makes you want to grow? What makes you want to keep pushing yourself? Because clearly you're still here. You're watching this video and you're like, where is my value? Where is my value coming from? Where's my value going to, right? Who are the people that are around me that influence my value? You could be around, your homies, but they decrease your value because they don't even see that you're not trying to be a part of these things that they're doing. They're over there wasting time. You're out here trying to get after it. They're out here, they're out here going to the club while you're out here trying to be someone. And so because you're a part of that crowd, you feel like you're losing value, even though you might not even be participating. At least I can speak from experience with that one. You just feel like you're wasting time, right? You're sitting there, you're out with the guys, you're out with the girls, and you're like, I feel like I could be doing something better. I feel like I should be using my time better. And over time, the more you keep doing that, you feel like you're kind of like decreasing your own value because you're hanging around these people. Switch up the people, man. You need to change this. You need to change the scenery. Walk outside. If you're in, it's like being in this trap room, like this escape room almost, and you're trying to figure out, how do I get out of this room? But like the answer is right in front of you. All you have to do is go to the answer. But it feels comfortable, right? It feels like if I leave, then this group of people is not gonna like me anymore. This group of people won't interact with me anymore. Okay. These people, I grew up with. These people I went to high school with. These people, they've always been there for me when I needed someone. What do I do when my support group is gone? Okay. I mean, people come and go, and that's why I say finding the value in yourself is the key to self-love. Self-love comes from knowing your own worth and your own value. So when you know those things, then you know how to operate, you know how to move, because you're not putting that in other people. You're not basing that off of your parents. You're not basing that off your friend group. You're not basing that off your church group. You're not basing it off your football team, your volleyball team. You're basing it off of yourself. And so then you start walking different. You start carrying yourself different because you understand what you can bring to a table. You understand what you can bring to a group of people. So I challenge you guys, write 5 things that you love about yourself. Write 5 things that bring you value into you. And then keep adding to that at least one time a week. Something that you just, it could be a lot more than 5, right? 5 is just minimum. 5 is just the minimum. But it's a start. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys. Like this video, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Go home.